Welcome to week 3 of Neon Cobra, January 19th, 2024. Let's kick into it. This is going to be week 2 of my cost optimization series, and specifically what I'm looking to focus on today is almost a counterpart to Azure Reserved Instances. It's Azure Savings plans. Now, these came available January of 2023, I believe, to CSP, but not all indirect providers immediately adopted it. They're very similar in how reserved instancing works, whereas a reservation is a one-for-one allocation to either compute or like a managed disk. If I've got a B2MS in Canada Central, I would buy a B2MS reserved instance on a 1 or a 3-year term. They are very rigid in what they support. If at any point there's a change in the design or a change in the virtual machine, that reserved instance is no longer compliant and will no longer pass its savings. Now, a savings plan is more of a blanket protection. The way I've always likened it to is imagine having a retainer, a committed amount of compute that regardless of whatever draws from that, it'll come at a discounted rate. So where we see this being advantageous is not always immediately apparent. In a managed service provider, your general client will have, a domain controller, app service, pretty static resources that very rarely need to be modified. So you'll actually adopt a maximum amount of savings by using the reserved instancing. However, there are some instances, like let's say in the event of scaling infrastructure, so scaling in and scaling out. As I mentioned in the blog, as long as it's on for more than 250 to 300 hours a month, it's more cost effective to lock in the savings. Now, if you are automating the scaling, you can actually apply a savings plan to the remaining scaled amount for additional savings. Now, some of the risks of the savings plans is they may be a little tough to actually dial in. You would want to use the Azure Advisor recommendations to get your proper commit amount. And 2, they are a true term commit. So if you do lock in for 1 or 3 years, you are on the hook for the entire amount with no exit fees. That's our 2 minutes. This is a very lengthy topic to discuss, and I've got a bunch of information in my blog. Any questions? Please reach out and take care.